to learn today how to write up our detective's report. When writing our detective's report, it's really just an argumentative essay. So if you get out your, get out your ears for both sides of the argument, and you have your plus side, and you have your against side. We should have a few evidence written down, some questions, our re-examinations, and then in a statement or two, our mystery, our solution of what we think happened, right? This is our theory or our hypothesis based on our evidence. And you have the possible counter argument that somebody could say against you. Okay, so after we're done filling this side out, we should be ready for our report. So we're going to follow this IT, Melcons, and RIP. So this is an acronym, and it stands for information, which means provide the context of the case, summarize it in a sentence or two, kind of explain what's going on or what happened, and then give our claim, our thesis statement. Okay, so the thesis statement is your main argument, and then the reasons why you say that. And it's going to follow this template. Name of the suspect, what did he or she do, and what's our reasoning? So we'll say because, reason 1, 2, and then possibly 3 if there is a third reason. Okay. Body paragraph 1 will be about the motive. Body paragraph 2 will be about the physical evidence. And body paragraph 3 could be about more physical evidence if there's a lot, or most of the time it'll be our counter argument where we concede and refute. Okay. All right. And then we'll get into our conclusion where we reiterate our thesis, illustrate its importance one final time, and then plant a seed for the reader to think about. So we're going to follow this template for writing up our reports. Today, let's start with a clean document. Okay. And what we're going to start with is our information, explanation of the case in a sentence or two. So what do we know about this case? We know that this guy is Anton Karazai. He's a 90-year-old world-famous pianist, and he was found by his son hanging from the chandelier, okay, with what looks like an apparent suicide. So we're going to type all that up. So I'll say Anton Karazai, a 90-year-old world-famous pianist, found dead, hanging from his chandelier. His son discovered his body and an apparent suicide. I'm going to say apparent because we're not sure if he actually wrote it or not. So I'm going to say what looks like a suicide note. Okay. And the son called the police, period. So we know that's what's happened so far. Now we're going to get into our thesis statement. So our thesis statement, my argument is, I think the son did it. Now I'm going to explain and argue why. Okay. Son, I'm not going to say I think or I believe. I'm just going to come right to my claim. So the son murdered his father because he had a motive and physical evidence the son murdered his father because he had a motive and the physical evidence indicates trying to figure out how to phrase this so it makes sense. So the son murdered his father because he had a motive and the physical evidence there's my introduction. First body paragraph is going to follow our Melcon structure. Melcon is what we practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where we have our mysteries and we have to write up our Mel-Alcon response. So it's going to be main idea, evidence, link, evidence, link, conclusion. So my first body paragraph is going to be about describing the motive. So what's the motive that the son had? Well, I know going back to our evidence that the son and father did not have a good relationship, because it says here in the suicide note, we do not talk much longer ever since he chose to hate me for missing so many baseball games, important concert so many years ago, right? I also know that the son is the sole heir to everything that he has, okay? And it says that he had amassed a great fortune in his 80 years. So all this is enough to establish a motive, which is a reason why the son would want to murder his dad. So I'm going to say, begin. The son had a motive to kill his father. Son and okay, this is where we start to give our evidence, right? So according to the suicide note, the son and we're not going to call it a suicide. We're going to say according to the apparent suicide note, son and father did not get along. In fact, the son was angry with his father because his father had missed many of his baseball games. He was a kid. I want to explain this a little bit more. So, in fact, the son was angry with his father because his father had missed many of his baseball games when he was a kid. I'm trying to establish that the son was angry at his father. So this is where I give my link or my warrant. So I say, oftentimes, when a parent puts his or her career ahead of his or her children, parent-child relationship suffers, causing child to be angry with parent. This is us and characterized son had been angry for years at his dad. I should say father, because I keep saying, I said father before, so I'm going to be consistent, keep using the same words. So been angry for years at his father for favoring his career over himself. Or over his own son. Okay. Now I need a transition where it says additionally, because there's another motive. There's another part of the motive, which is where the son could inherit all that wealth. Okay. So I'm going to stop this recording because our time limit's almost up, and I will pick up with it after I re-record.